Hey everybody, thank you so much. If you are watching this after we have posted it, thank you too for taking the time to watch. I am super excited because my guest today is right in alignment with one of my biggest fascinations. Now, I know a lot of folks in this group may have horses, but not everybody. But I think most people in this group have a pet of some sort. So you know what I mean when I say that we have a serious relationship with our animals. So they're not just, dogs tied up in the backyard for most of us. They're actual family members. They're furred and hoofed and feathered family members. And so one of my fascinations this year actually has been communicating, animal interspecies communication. And we've discovered in the science world that even different species of monkeys will talk with one another. Marine mammals will not only recognize marine biologists, but they'll actually communicate with them and on a couple of occasions help them find their way home and lead their boat when they were lost through the fog. So if they're starting to document that, we are not crazy for thinking that our dogs and cats are talking to us, or we just don't understand how it works. We don't know what exactly it is. And sometimes I have to admit, I do feel like I have heard what they've been trying to say, and then sometimes I wish I could. So my guest today is somebody that might be able to help us with that because she's pretty darn consistent. She calls herself the real Mrs. Doolittle, and she is a horse whisperer. This is Val Heart, and she is an animal communicator to the stars. She got her start over 25 years ago when an injured mare helped her figure out why the large knot on her hip wouldn't heal. As the horse told her story so Val could understand what happened, the wound actually disappeared right before their eyes. So she created a One Heart horse peak performance program and system, a 5-step process that works for solving problems with pets. Now that's any pet, I think, right, Val? I heard you on one of your videos saying it's for any pet, not just horses now. Her specialties include intuitive life guidance, training, quantum leap therapies, and body talk healing for people and pets to transform health, improve performance, and well-being. She has clients all over the world. And you can learn more about her. We'll tell you how at the end of our little interview here. She has some really cool freebies to give away, and I've experienced them, and you should too. So hang on to the end. We won't be here long. You'll grab that stuff at the end there. But thank you for you. It's not just tell me if my new sweater for my dog is something that she likes. It's not that. You really want to do something transformative with people and their animals, right?
Yes. Thank you so much for saying that. I know a lot of animal communicators, it's like, tell me what color my dog's food bowl is. And, really, I don't care. I really don't care. I care that you've got a good relationship, that you understand each other, that you're bonded, that you get what I believe is animals are angels, teachers, guides, and healers, disguised in furry, feathered, scaled bodies. And that when we learn to recognize, respect, and revere them for who they truly are, they make us better people. They make us the best version of ourselves. So I'm delighted to join you. Thanks, Sandra, for inviting me. I feel right at home with all a bunch of animal lovers. Thank you. So, yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So I know that one of your specialties, I'm obviously a charismatic cowgirl. Our program, when you come and work the live events, is focused around horses. Now, I understand that you do have a specialty for show horses. So if you have horses or just fascinated with them, which may be a good percentage of folks, what do you do with show horses? Help me, how do you make them better? How do you make that work?
I love that you asked that. I love horses. I got my start with horses, like the little story you started with and when you introduced me. Thank you so much. But I got my start working with show horses, pre-Olympic trial dressage horses, hunter jumpers, endurance, racing horses, cutting horses, reining horses, you name it. And the key is, and there's 5 steps. So the first one is to listen to them. So it's the 5 steps, heart, H-E-A-R-T, right? So H is to hear them. So we want to hear what they have to say. They have unique viewpoints. They have stories all their own. They have their experiences and what they were taught and what they are thinking and what the dog down the street or what the horse over there said, what they talked about. They have jokes, they have all sorts of stuff going on. They have a whole hidden world, that we can tap into once we know how. But the first thing to do when we're having any kind of a problem with anyone, human or four-legged horse or dog or cat or whoever it is to talk about it. We need a meeting of the minds and the hearts, And once we understand what each other's viewpoint is, what we can do is partner up. And from that point, the next step is the E for evaluate. What I do, I'm very gifted with intuitive medical scanning. I evaluate their training program, their management program. I want to be sure that their diet is exactly right for them, that we're not missing something. I want to be sure that they're not hurting in their body. And if they are, we have to address it. Horses, especially show horses, are incredible athletes, and they go through a lot. It's a tough calling to be a show horse, right? To be a horse. So once we evaluate all of that and make sure that their training is right, that we're not missing signals and cues, that we don't have confusion, or some other kind of resistance, then the next thing we do is action. We take action. It's like, okay, let's solve this pain problem. Let's change the diet. Let's change the training. Let's change how we're riding, and that makes a big difference. The fourth step is clearing the resistance. The R stands for resistance, because there's always a natural pushback against any kind of change, even if it's a good change, a positive change. We need to heal. There's something going there that needs to be healed. And then the fifth step is where we're going, which is team and teamwork. We are in trust. We have our big-hearted, good-willed horse that would do anything for us because they know we've got their back. We're not just on their back, we've got their back, and we're connected, we're communicating, we're in sync. So that's the 5 steps. It's the One Heart Horse program. It's the same 5 steps I've been using for over 25 years.
And it works with other pets as well, right?
Yes,
You work with dogs.
Yes.
So
yes.
Can I ask a question on that? Can I take it people with a little bit of hope on their own? Listen, okay, hear them. That's easy for you. And I have to say, but also in your defense, and I'm going to be totally transparent here, you guys. Years ago, I was in between acting jobs. I had way too much money and too much time on my hands and not enough knowledge at that point, to know what to do with it to be productive. So I started taking these crazy courses, and I signed up for something that was going to say, it was called Learn How to Talk to Your Dog. And I honestly thought it was a bunch of hocus pocus. Like I just, at the end of the session, this woman says, talk to my dog. She had a border collie there. And I, ask him a question. So everybody asked this dog questions, and I'm looking around at 20 people talking to this dog. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And as I was leaving, I heard a woman ask about something that she had seen, and I thought it was totally inappropriate for a border collie to not want to be dirty, because any border collies I've known have been just rolling in the smelliest stuff around, right? And I stopped because that was, in fact, what I saw. And the owner goes, no, it's the isn't like, and then I turned around and I came back and I asked her what I had asked him, and certainly got the same answers that I got. So I got to tell you, like, even from years ago, I was such a skeptic. I was just going to entertain myself. And this really can happen. But how do you, Val, how can you tell us to get better at hearing them, at listening? Because we look and we put a human emotion on their face. Right. And it's not always the right expression of what they're trying to tell us, I have a feeling.
Yeah, that's the problem we have as humans. We tend to be in our heads, we're not really in our bodies, we're not real connected, we're not fully present, and all those things are kind of dangerous for animals.
We work on that, a charismatic cowgirl, that's what we try. I'm glad that you said that.
Good, thank God. Yeah. Animals are like, oh my God, I'm so worried about you. You are so dense. And like, I don't even know if you're intelligent. I'm worried about you. You're never, it's like the light, yeah, lights are on, nobody's home. I don't know what to do with you.
I do think that, if you have a smart dog, I swear that I've had some really intelligent dogs that have looked at me going, you just don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
You're not very smart.
We're just so selfish.
We're human.
Yeah, we are. But the thing is that we need to understand how to send a message, how energetic transference of communication actually works. And there's 3 fundamental principles that I teach, and it's the basis for life as we know it. It's a big process, but it's simple. Actually, it's to see, hear, and feel them using your subtle senses. And I talk a lot about that in my free gift,
okay.
which is here for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an ebook that it's free to you if you want to go to learnhowtotalktoanimals.com. And it's at the Heart School. Yeah,
let's say that one more time, because I know you and I both at times our audio is clicking, like zipping in and out, I'm afraid. So let's just repeat it again. It's learnhowtotalktoanimals.com. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about, this free gift that you guys should go and grab, because it's so cool.
Yeah, thank you. It's an ebook, and it's the hidden secrets to communicating with pets. It will teach you the 3 fundamental principles for communicating with animals. And it has to do with your physical senses. So what do you see? Their body language, how they're acting out, all that stuff. But you need to shift gears to your subtle vision. So you have subtle vision, subtle hearing, subtle knowing. There's claircognizance, clairsentience, clairvoyance, all those wonderful intuitive gifts. So we turn those on and activate them. And then in the book, I teach you how to send a message to animals. And it works with every animal every time. And it helps clue them in to what your viewpoint is, what you need, what they don't know yet. What the consequences of a behavior or action might be. So it's a wonderful book. It'll get you started like, wow. I mean, I love it. Thank you, Sandra.
No, that's so cool. And like I said, this is going to be hard for me because I just want to keep talking to you because I'm fascinated with it. But we try to keep these under 15 minutes, and we've been on for 14. Can you believe that? So I'm like,
get it. Well, we might have to come back. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Yes. I would love to do more.
Right.
I would love to do more.
Thanks.
And how is there anything that you can leave us with that the free gift is awesome, but is there any like little bit of advice that you can give us that's just say like, for the dog owners out there? I think probably most of the people have a dog. So if you're trying to figure out why, let's just say your dog is acting up, is there a way that, first thing you need to do is just become centered maybe and look in their eyes, or just know that there's hope? Give us some advice. What would you leave us with? There
is hope. They really are thinking. Thank you, Linda. I saw a post there. Thank you, Linda. I think the main takeaway has to be that there is more going on. There's a hidden dialogue that your animals are sharing with you, trying to get across to you all the time. Because if you feel like they're trying to tell you something, that you're missing something, something like that, you feel that, it's true.
They probably are.
They really are. Yeah, absolutely. Trust yourself and just be open. Ask questions. Be willing to share and open your heart and open your mind. You might be amazed at what pops in.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating. And I've been I think because of the time and working around horses, as you know, if you want to get something from horses, you have to be present. They don't accept you any other way. So right. I think just from that, I've maybe tripped across a couple of the things that you teach. And I have definitely had more communication going with my animals and my horses in particular. So, and sometimes it does surprise me, the messages that I get. It turns out that that it was true. So I definitely want to invite everybody to follow up with you and go to learnhowtotalktoanimals.com. And you can also find Val at Val Heart.
Right.
.com.
Yes.
And in the comments, us out I'll can connect with her. And I would love to have you back on, Val. This was really a lot of fun. So I know why the media eats you up now. It's just yummy stuff.
Thanks, Sandra. You made my day, girlfriend. Thank you. Yeah. So keep loving animals. They're amazing. Amazing gifts. Yeah. All
yes,
right.
they are. They keep us grounded, and so do you. Thank you so much, Val. All right.
Thanks. Okay.
Everybody have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.